So it's getting really tense, guys, between the prosecution and the defense. October 3rd is approaching us, which is Diddy's sentencing date. Judge Arun has asked both sides to provide a joint letter today to explain why they should receive Diddy for this particular sentence, which is maximum or least. Whatever side, of course, defense is going to ask for least and prosecution are going to ask for a maximum. They were not able to comply for a joint letter because of the defense, which clearly goes to show you that Diddy's lawyers are now not getting on with prosecution. They were before, and they were happy to oblige when I was in the courtroom and, you know, Diddy's lawyers, Mark Agnifilo, was talking to Judge Arun. He was like, sure, we'll do whatever the prosecution wants to do. You know, we've just got our client acquitted from these major, charges. I'm happy to create meetings or expedite meetings with the prosecution. That now has flipped, which is basically what we're being told here, because the defense did not want to provide a joint letter. Judge Arun is asking you to provide a joint letter so that his time is not wasted before the sentencing. And you, as a defense team, where you want Judge Arun to give you the most reduced sentence for your client, what do? You don't listen to his instructions. You're already trying to piss him off, and that's what you should not be doing, because you've been denied bail multiple times for your client anyways. I don't understand why they refused to provide a joint letter. Prosecution were willing to work, but the defense were not. But as we can see here, the government respectfully submits this letter in response to the court's July 9, 2025 order directing the parties to provide sentencing data to the court in advance of the sentencing. So I'm not going to read out this whole letter for you. I'm just going to review it. Here, cases where the primary or sole conviction was for a violation of section 2421A. You have United States versus these three individuals. And then, of course, we have the defense providing their separate letter, not joint, where, they provide a list of cases where the defendant was convicted solidly under 18 particular charges. The defendant's base offense level was calculated under 2G1.1 and a criminal history category of 1, and the defendant did not receive a downward departure. We identified 63 such cases using the United States Sentencing Commission's public data files, whilst the Commission's data files exclude case identifiers. PACER searches make it possible as well. Second, we provide a broader list of additional cases where the primary or sole conviction was for a violation of 18 USC. We identified these cases by conducting PACER criminal cases report. So, the defense have provided, guys, a lot of cases, numerous amounts. When we look at these, we can see that the sentencing for the Mann Acts are 7 months, or one that is 21 months, and of course they're going to provide the cases that they find where the client got a reduced sentence. But one thing that I want to look at is a different person's case. Through the research of Diddy Docket, shout out to them on the app X, doing a fantastic job, we can see here that they have analyzed another case that is very similar to P. Diddy. And this is basically what the judge is going to be doing. So we're going to show you an example of what the judge is basically going to be doing. So the most relevant case as of right now, you could argue, is the United States versus Dillon Jordan in terms of comparing it to P. Diddy's, because this could show us what Diddy might expect. The reason why is because Jordan had the same charges, Mann Act transportation violations, same criminal history, a first-time offender, same guideline, 21 to 27 months, and the actual sentence that he received was actually 5 years. So the guideline, it was triple whatever was going to be expected. So based on this analysis, Sean Combs actually faces, guys, a potentially severe sentence despite being acquitted of the most serious charges. The thing is, when it comes to Jordan's case, Diddy's situation is actually worse. Why? Because Jordan operated a prostitution ring generating 1.4 million, whereas Diddy's case involves higher profile of global celebrities and massive public attention, much longer duration, more victims, more violence and evidence of that with the hotel videos, and also commercial sophistication, using his business empire to facilitate crimes, as we saw on the Amex cards with the hotels being booked and to help fly around these people. It was all done on Diddy's cards. So the sentence prediction, based on the research that Diddy Docket and AI have done here, showing that Diddy is going to be likely facing 8 to 12 years. Per count, 8 to 10 years. Total sentence could be 10 to 15 if consecutive, and time served will be 6 to 12 with good time. So the facts that support this harsh sentence is that Jordan, his precedent of statutory maximums, the victim testimony from Cassie and Jane, evidence of recordings, evidence of blackmail and control, and high profile nature. The case data reveals that federal guidelines of 15 to 21 months per count are essentially meaningless for organized prostitution cases. Courts routinely impose upward departures of 200 to 300% for commercial cell operations, victim harm evidence, need for deterrence, and pattern of abuse. Bottom line, Sean Combs should expect a sentence in the 8 to 15 year range, with the court likely following the Jordan precedent of imposing near statutory maximums despite low guidelines. His celebrity status, the extensive victim testimony, and the commercial nature of his operation all point towards the high end of this range. The case list that both sides submitted demonstrate that Mann Act defendants routinely receive sentences far exceeding their guidelines. Ouch. Making Diddy's situation quite precarious despite avoiding conviction on the most serious charges. So in other words, guys, you need to be looking like that Diddy is gone. This is some pretty bad news when we look at the cases that have been filed via the prosecution, and we look at the cursory of AI being used on this, who are reviewing these cases, reviewing the list of these cases, finding the one that's most accurate, and then giving an understanding that these guidelines are basically meaningless when it comes to Mann Act convictions, and that, you know, Diddy could face 8 to 15 years. Not only that, but the judge is already pissed off with the defense's team. The judge has already denied multiple bails of the defense's team as well. Now, of course, the defense has found multiple cases where the sentences are far low. I still don't expect PD to get 8 to 15 years. I feel like maximum it will be 2 to 3 years. I would be shocked if this man gets 8 to 15. That would be absolutely dramatic. But to be honest with you, this isn't just AI that is coming up with this conversation. We also have the fact that, you know, the United States versus Dillon Jordan, which is a very similar case to what P. Diddy went through. Only that the Jordan case, much more shorter in terms of duration, way less victims. Wasn't hotel evidence. P. Diddy's case has all of that, which is far worse. So if we're looking at someone like Dillon Jordan, who received 5 years, when his guideline was 21 to 27 months, he got 5 years, 60 months. Then we're looking at Diddy's case, which is more high profile and far worse. Then, you know, if you're comparing it, Diddy's actually going to get a lot more. Anything more than 3 years is a big loss for this man. That's just how I see it. Anything more than 3 years. If it's 5 plus, major defeat, major loss for this guy, which they're obviously going to appeal. And I also don't think that P. Diddy is going to get a new trial. I don't think the judge is going to give that for these 2 Mann Act convictions. They're still deciding that to announce it. It's normal process to try to, but I don't think that the judge Arun is going to give it. But basically, a lot of litigation today in regards to the P. Diddy case. Tension is rising from Diddy's side as well, from both of them. We now have new litigation of all of these cases that they are providing to show that why Diddy should, get a high sentence or a low sentence from the defense. And October 3rd is going to be, in my opinion, just as big as the day of the verdict. It's going to be absolutely insane because everyone's going to be like, how many years? What's he going to get? Is it going to be 1 month? Is it going to be 1 year, sorry? Is it going to be 5? Is it going to be 10? Whatever. And I know in that courtroom, it's going to be a major gasp, just like it was when the verdict was given. Because when the verdict was given, it was all of a shock. And I feel like when the verdict is going to be given for the amount of years, there's going to be another major gasp like that. And it's just going to be absolutely chaotic. I don't think there's going to be a lot of press and media out there on that day as it was for the verdict. But his family will definitely be present. His mum will definitely be present. God willing, I will be present to discuss this whole case, because I feel like this is going to be, huge. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. It does not look good for Diddy, basically, with all of these cases that they have provided, and AI basically finding the most similar case and the most relevant one, comparing it to Diddy. Doesn't look good for Diddy at all. This is some pretty bad news. But again, we can't know for sure until Judge Arun makes his choice on October the 3rd. Until then, everything is speculative. Everything is just comparison. Theories, AI researchers, different cases and looking at them and case review, all of that. So it's up to Judge Arun now. And I feel like Judge Arun's going to give this man a harsh judgment, because that man ain't been playing around from the day that we knew about him, from that first bail hearing. And Judge Arun wanted to, prolong this, and we had to come back over the... I remember when we first spoke about Judge Arun, and he was the one, because Diddy's team were basically judge shopping, in my opinion. Then Judge Arun was like, I'm not going to give the choice on whether he's going to be bailed or not. Let's come back next week. So I'm thinking, why does Judge Arun want to come back now? It don't make no sense. Only for him to come back to say denied. Then denied again 3 times after that. That man ain't playing around. at all. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. It goes a long way and I would really appreciate it. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.